Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video. This time I'm going to be playing the Supreme King deck with the Pendulum Magicians. The reason being because I want to succeed for the first time summoning the new Supreme King Dragon monster, which happens to be Supreme King Arc V or Arc 5, however you prefer to pronounce it. And it requires 5 specific monsters to summon it. It requires a Pendulum, XC, Fusion, Synchro, as well as a Ritual. Which I'm about to succeed. So I was going to pull it off, but you'll find out why. So my opponent's playing a Ben 10 deck, which synergizes with the Omnitrix cards as well as aliens. As you see, they revolve around fusion summoning. But you will get the chance to witness me summon this behemoth. So we can search for another Omnitrix card, which is It's Hero Time. I wonder how many Omnitrix cards he can search for. But I'm guessing these cards help him use Ben 10 in order to fusion summon. It's actually very interesting, I might add. And I like that it balances out the effect. But I'm just curious how many Ben 10 monsters you can play in this deck for it to actually synergize. But just looking at their effects, I can tell you this is not easy. Now imagine if Konami decided to make a Ben 10 archetype, like that would not, like that would even work because it'd be like copyrighted, so because they'd be infringing on the creators of Ben 10, so it would be nice, but an example would be Magic Gathering where they used Lord of the Rings, but they had to change the artwork. So unless they change the artwork and possibly change the name, make them reference the show, then I could see it working out. But I could imagine being an alien archetype where you can fuse some with one specific monster, basically like an Alistair, and then go into alien fusion monsters. But obviously, most likely, they're gonna have to change the name, the artwork, so that it doesn't like follow under copyright. So basically, you fusion summon a alien hero monster, and then you set up your cards with a bunch of Omnitrix cards to help you counter against certain monsters or any card that gives the deck the interruptions. So that's my biggest concern. Obviously, you would think every face down card you see involving the alien hero deck revol is you would assume all of them are interruptions. So you gotta play it very carefully. So I'm about to use double iris effect by first off I'm gonna pop itself to double the attack. I mean make my other double iris get the ability to double its battle damage while it inflicts towards a monster, and then I'll use Star Pendulum Graph Star Pendulum Graph because of its effect. I'm able to search for a Magician Pendulum from my deck to my hand because a face-up Pendulum monster has left the field, whether it be from the Pendulum Zone or the Monster Zone. Sorry if I started you guys, because like I just don't want to bite my tongue while having to explain everything. So that's one. Even if you pronounce words wrong, what matters most you don't bite, you don't end up injuring yourself while talking. So at least now you can finally hear me constantly talk. So because I want to be able to continue what I have to explain throughout this duel. So what's bound to happen. So we're going to proceed with the effect of Perform Palace Sky Pendulum Magician, which allows me to activate it. Magician or Odd Eyes Pendulum Monster, whether it be from my extra deck face up, or from my deck to the field. But when I do, it is mandatory. But when I do, I can only special summon Dragon Spellcaster type monster to turn to activate this effect. And my opponent's cool with that as I fast forward. And I use Pot of Ultimatum to draw 2 cards. But I take 2,000 since my life points are more than 4,000. And I already have draw a very nifty hand, which hopefully, because he will have some counters for sure, but we're going to proceed either way. I'm going to Pendulum Summon 3 Magician Pendulum monsters. But in case he has anything, I'm going to exceed for Time Star. I'll use the quick effect of Perform Power Sky Pendulum Magician. So, because it has a pendulum effect, it has a quick effect where I can turn a face-up spell card to control a special summon it. And he has another quick effect where during my turn, only during my turn, I can negate the effects of one face-up card my opponent controls up to the number of cards in my pendulum zone. So I have one for now. So at most two. So just to help me remember. So I place one counter, just don't know. I used the first negate, and then eventually I might have a second, depending if I have another card in my other pendulum zone. So I'm able to proceed as he agrees. He loses the counters as well. I'm going to set purple poison just in case, and I'll pop Horror Hive so I can target my Sky Pendulum Magician. Its attack will be doubled, and I gain attack equal to I gain life equal to the attack gained, and or Hive's other effect when destroyed by battle or card effect. As you see here, I can destroy one pendulum monster, whether it be from my monster zone, pendulum zone, or extra deck face up. It gets destroyed and allows me to add a pendulum monster from my deck to my hand. Any pendulum monster, as long as I pay the cost. Alright. So let's proceed here. I'm just showing my pendulum monster is going to be Double Iris, which happens to Pendulum Dragon. So I get to search Black Fang, thanks to Aura Hive. I'll search for Star Pendulum, even though I have another, but just in case, to protect my monsters from being targeted. I'm going to use Horograph Sorcerer's Effect. I'm able to, unfortunately I can't draw, but I can't special summon it because of Pot of Ultimatum, but I can use the other effect where I can fusion summon whether I can special summon that will be Supreme King Archetype. I found the requirements. I have one Ritual Dragon, I have one Fusion Dragon, Synchro Dragon, Pendulum Dragon, as well as Exceed Dragon. So I have the requirements for Supreme King, but while I'm in the middle of doing that, before I banish Horograph and all my other Magician Pendulums, he quits. But because I don't know whether he realized he screwed up or he doesn't know what was coming or maybe he was lagging, whatever the excuse may be. He definitely could have countered because there is a counter to the card. You can actually counter. It's not that you can't activate it, but it seemed like he felt like he screwed up by not playing any specific card and not doing it even sooner. But he was weary about it. But what eventually if I was to succeed, maybe I would have succeeded because of his misplay, or if he just wasn't too sure, but he was probably waiting. But I'll be able to fusion summon Supreme King RV, and what it does when I fusion summon it, as you see right now, but it has to be fusion summoned. It cannot be targeted by card effects, just like Zark. Monster spells you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. That includes pendulums. But plus, when this card is special summoned, you can literally banish all cards your opponent controls. They cannot activate cards in response to this card's activation. And its other monster effect is when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle. You can special summon one fusion, ritual, synchro, or XC or pendulum dragon type monster from your banish zone or graveyard to your field. And pretty much if this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you place this card in the pendulum zone. But let me read its pendulum effect. Fusion, Synchro, XC, Pendulum, Ritual, Dragon type monsters you control have their attack points become 4,000. That's essentially any dragon that's has any pretty much all these types, basically all these summoning mechanics besides link monsters. Quick effect: you can banish 5 cards from your hand, field, extra deck, and/or graveyard face down. If you do special summon one dragon type monster with 2,500 or more attack from your graveyard, extra deck, or banish zone to your field, you can only use this effect of Supreme King Arc V once per turn. And you guys should be aware of its effects. I feel like there's some typo here. You're supposed to put the slash hyphen, my bad. But regardless, you guys didn't know what's capable of. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It wasn't a long duel. It was just pretty much one turn that was capable of summoning this guy. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the duel. Be sure to check for more upcoming content in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.